Yeah.
Lasts 10 minutes. It'll run for 10 minutes before it shuts off. And usually by the time I get in it on a cold day, I'm burning up. I have to start, turning stuff down and maybe even crack a window for a couple of minutes. But I could have used 2 cycles of 10 minutes this morning because it was still cold in the truck. And again, people don't know these conditions. I mean, I'd like to see some of those, those people in upstate New York or whatever come down here and try to live in this.
Do you know they've already said that the Buffalo Bills football game this coming weekend, could possibly either be moved or postponed again because they're expecting the exact same type of snow situation again?
Well, it could be moved not because of that, but because they're soft.
Well,
that's
but again,
why.
The people of Buffalo are not the ones that are asking for them to move anything. It's and they say it's all being done. Well, and the governor of the state, because they say they worry about the
communists,
the people getting to and from the stadium because the traffic flow is so big.
Now, somebody quickly describe the governor of New York.
She's a Democrat.
Yes.
Oh, well.
And she
That's why I didn't answer, because I knew what he was going for, Riggins.
And she's not a Democrat, Riggins. She's a communist.
Oh.
And I think she may have even declared, I'm a communist. Who she has, but not outright. I know she has declared. But anyway, women don't need to be the ones calling off football games.
She's the governor of the state.
It doesn't matter. It's just not right.
She was elected governor by the people.
I bet she wasn't.
What people?
The people of the state of New York, Rob.
And that's why they ought to be out in the cold suffering. Because they elected her stupid.
Did they elect her, or was she just put in place after?
She was put in place after the governor was ousted.
Yeah.
And then she ran for re-election and barely beat out a fairly conservative Republican guy.
Yeah, that's right.
So she was elected.
Yeah, and then again, so that's why I'm saying they deserve to be out in that bitter cold.
So
that's what they deserve. No better if they're electing that kind of trash.
Yeah, that game is not set until Sunday at 6:30, and they say it could be just as bad as it was this past weekend. So,
and, it's not even a Democrat thing that I'm saying. A commie-crat that she shouldn't be making decisions about football. You remember when Condoleezza Rice, who's a Republican, remember when she always talked about wanting to be the commissioner of the NFL? I wasn't for that either.
Well, she's part of the college football committee.
And you see where it is. College football is in a shambles right now.
Right. That's. I was gonna say, doing pretty well, I think. So.
You know what they ought to do with that college football? The whole committee should be made up of one person ruling on all the decisions. And his name, Nick Saban.
Okay.
They shouldn't have committees anymore. They should have Nick Saban makes the rules. That's what should happen.
You're fired up today.
Yeah, he's coming in just lobbing bombs at everybody.
No, I'm just kidding, ladies. Ladies can make decisions about football. Roger Goodell is a lady.
Okay.
It's not the news, it's more important. Now trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ Show.
All right, so Iowa's still trending. It's the top trending topic at the moment. People are still discussing the Iowa caucuses where former President Trump won in a landslide. But right after that is some new news. They announced the lineup for Coachella 2024, which is like this big music festival that happens out in California. It's like the mecca for Gen Z and some millennials. But here are your 3 headliners: Lana Del Rey, Tyler, the Creator, and Doja Cat.
Tyler, the Creator is still that big?
I
didn't know that.
His popularity was waning a little bit, but then at the bottom of the set or the artist lineup, it says "and no doubt." So Gwen Stefani, I guess, getting the team back together, and I'm sure she's thrilled to be doing that.
Yeah, I don't think they've played together since 2015. I saw this morning. They took a break in the early 2000s, reunited in 2008, didn't do a lot, reunited in 2015, did a little tour, like a summer tour kind of thing that was pretty successful, and then nothing since then.
Ace, if Rob would have spouted out some kind of statistics like that about something that he likes, you'd have been calling him a nerd.
I'm sharing the actual news story that we're talking about.
It was in 2015. They haven't played together, but they did have a conference one time during the snow storm of 2017.
If you're listening on the app, you get all the details in today's edition of the Music News.
Okay.
That's why I know. But hey, that's the topic of conversation at hand. That's why it's such a big deal. People might have thought, well, what's the big deal? They might have played last year. Nope, haven't played since 2015.
It's BANANAS.
Actually, it's not.
That was Gwen Stefani by herself, actually.
Thank you, Rob.
A solo career.
Thank you, Rob.
And this is before she made it onto The Voice and met her Blake Shelton, had a baby. The stadium they used to play held 30,201 people.
It's my specialty.
You got one random off seat somewhere.
Yeah.
Nerds, music nerds. But Lana Del Rey, obviously, I was listening to Lana Del Rey when I was in college. So that shows you her longevity. But now she's got like this Gen Z fan base that is absolutely rabid for her.
Is that the one my daughter loves so much? She kind of depressing.
Yeah.
That's
Most of her songs are pretty mellow. But she's like cool girl indie pop. Like you got to be like really cool, and that's why she's headlining Coachella, because everybody there is just the coolest. So that's interesting, and it is the top trending topic at the moment. People are discussing how they're going to get their hands on some tickets.
What's that trashy concert festival that it's not Coachella, is
Stagecoach?
no.
Burning Man.
Yeah, that's one, but
Bonnaroo.
Bonnaroo, that's right. Yeah, that's just trash.
I didn't know
Manchester,
which.
Tennessee.
I didn't
Bonnaroo.
understand how trashy it was going to be, like dirty
Yeah.
He
rednecks
thinks,
or
yeah,
like
well,
dirty
he thinks they're all
hippies.
trashy. It's a matter of which one is the trashy.
Yeah,
one
I
he's
meant
talking about at
dirty
the
in this one.
moment.
I
Okay.
meant like those
Physically
it's like a
dirty.
bunch of hillbilly hippies.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
what Bonnaroo is in Tennessee.
Yeah. It was always my dream. I was like, if I had to go to one, it would be Bonnaroo, and I would have to be 10 years younger and way into drugs to withstand the environmental impact that has on my body. Because I'm not ready to do that for a music fest.
I'm
But,
surprised you've never been to one of those big ones, Ace, like that. But you wouldn't like the Bonnaroo type music enough to go
No,
be with all those dirty
There's not
people.
anything that's out there that musically that I would be there. I'd like to go to Coachella. Would be cool just to go. Like I just want to see what it's all about.
It's in San Diego?
it's in
Indio, California.
Indigo?
Indio, Coachella is.
Okay.
Actually,
It's okay.
We
So
didn't
if you
move
know a
past that,
fact now,
Rob.
you're a nerd. Just knowing a fact is a nerd. I was answering a question that was asked.
tough room this morning.
It is. It's a tough room.
I had to move past that.
Yeah.
Rob brought it back.
Yeah.
Rob dropped the hammer on the Acer. Today is National Bootleggers Day. It commemorates the era when bootlegging became a major thing. I don't know much about bootlegging. I know they make a bunch of reality shows about whiskey runners or whatever they're called.
Moonshiners.
I could tell you why, but that's in today's edition of Today in History on the app, and it would make me a nerd if I shared.
No, please enlighten, because I don't know anything about it.
Today's the day Prohibition went into effect. 104 years ago today, Prohibition went into effect, and for 13 years, Americans couldn't legally buy a drink in America. You couldn't legally buy a drink in America. So that's why it's called. That's why it's Bootleggers Day, because bootleggers cropped up after this day because they were all alcohol intake had to be done illegally.
Okay, very cool.
Which is how we ended up with Nice Car.
Which
Stock
is how we
car
ended up
racing.
with stock car racing. That's true.
Perfect sense. And then Costco is trending unexpectedly. They are revamping their system to crack down on people sharing their memberships, which
Yeah.
apparently is a big thing. Now they've been spotted putting up kiosks in the front of Costco stores in several different states that will actually make you scan your card instead of just showing it to an employee that works at Costco.
Yeah, the door person.
Yeah, the door person that's checking those.
And they've been doing that, cracking down for a while, because I've been in the Costco and has an employee walk up to me and ask to see my card while I'm just perusing the aisles.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I know they said you can share it with one member of your family, but it just makes sense that they're cracking down like every other streaming service and subscription-based service is doing.
Yeah, my daughter had to get her own membership.
She's going to Costco?
Yeah.
Really, good for her. God bless her. So those are just a few things that are now trending.
One of the most special days in a woman's life is the day she picks out her wedding dress. But is that about to change in a big way, a way that could start costing you a considerable sum of money more. It's part of a major American controversy that has been raging, and I had just never heard of this before. The TikToker has gone viral with her story of how you buying that wedding dress just might have gotten a lot more expensive. The reason why is what has people outraged. Next.
Miss part of the show? Just download it. Get the Ace and TJ podcast on any platform. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin. Those Christmas bills are coming due, and that's why our friend Richard Toccato of the Richard Toccato Companies is here to help you with an equity line of credit.
That's right. That way you don't have to refinance your first mortgage and get all the equity that you want out of your house. Isn't that right, Ace?
That's exactly right. Yeah. That's what I just did. I had such a good rate, I didn't want to refinance, but Richard helped me take money out of the equity to kind of get myself through the holidays and get set up for the first of the year. You can do it too. It's very easy. Just go to homewithrichard.com to get started. That's homewithrichard.com.
Hi, I'm Thomas Davis, and let me tell you why I'm a proud member of Team Neogenics.
If your nagging pain is keeping you from being active, do something about it. Join the long list of pros and average Joes who have found relief with our stem cell and regenerative therapies.
After trying all the others, I decided to try Neogenics. My knees and shoulders haven't felt this good since my college days. If you want to get back in the game, do what I did. Visit Neogenics, where all you have to lose is pain.
It's more than just a great room that makes the Hyatt-centric South Park Charlotte such a special hotel. It's the great restaurants, the great bar, the great meeting rooms, and a superior location. Make reservations and get details at acetj.com/Hyatt.
Share Funny is now a little bit extra. Don't miss the Extra Funny podcast, live every weekday on the Ace and TJ Family app or anytime wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
It's happening in San Francisco, but it could be happening in your town soon. Stores, we've talked about how they're locking up things. Razors, all that kind of stuff has been happening for years. And now, what is it, the cold medicine? A lot of times you got to show your ID because people make meth out of it, whatever. But Targets and Walmart stores in San Francisco are now putting their underwear and socks in locked cases. So you can't buy underwear or socks at Target or Walmart in San Francisco without going to get someone to come open the case for you so you can get out what you need. All because of shoplifting. That's how bad it's gotten in San Francisco. And I thought Target had pulled out of like the downtown area of San Francisco, or at least one area of town. They were like, just shut it down. We're getting out of here. So a lot of businesses already have, yeah.
And it was a story, I think yesterday or the day before yesterday, where a Walgreens somewhere was shutting down, moving out of town because of this theft.
Yeah. So just be aware. That's one of those things that's probably coming our way soon. That you'll have to go if you go to Target or Walmart. You'll have to go get somebody. I need to get some draws.
It's so embarrassing.
Yeah. It's like, I gotta get some underwear, please.
How often are you buying underwear in a store rather than ordering it online?
For some reason, I always buy my underwear in like a Target, like packs of boxer briefs.
Yeah.
I always buy them in store.
I think a lot of times it's one of those things. Oh, hey, I need some underwear.
Yeah.
I should go ahead and do this while I'm here, kind of thing.
Yeah, I used to buy them at Target, but I don't go to Target anymore for political reasons.
And you no longer wear underwear. So
yeah,
we don't have to worry about that.
Well, I do when I'm exercising.
Okay.
That's all I wear.
So here we go. This could be a game changer. Well, for all the women. Because a Utah woman claims that when she bought her wedding dress, the employees, upon checkout, asked her for something. Let her tell the story.
I went shopping for my wedding dress like a week and a half ago, and I ended up finding my dress at the first store that I went to. When I went to go pay, they flipped their little iPad around and it asked for a tip. I did not expect to have to like tip buying a wedding dress. So I'm just kind of like standing there trying to do math in my head because the dress is already expensive, right? And then like a 10% on like a $1,500, $2,000 dress is like another $200.
Yep. They ask for a tip when she's buying the wedding dress.
I don't know if that's unusual or not, because wouldn't you tip a wedding dress shop boutique person that's helping you find a dress when you tip? Oh, you don't?
I don't think you would.
Oh,
no.
okay.
No, you would not. Now this is do I?
Even like doing all the fittings and stuff, you wouldn't tip that person?
No, they charge you.
Yeah.
You pay them.
Oh.
But this is one of those things, you see this all the time. The war on tipping, blah, blah, blah. Everybody should tip this, that, or the other. And I've talked before about how annoying it is that you pull up to like the ice cream place over here and they spin the little thing around. They hit a button, please. And you either put no tip or a small tip or whatever before they hand you your ice cream through the window. They do it at Starbucks, all that kind of stuff. But now, at a place where you're buying a wedding dress, you're already dropping $2,000 in her case. And they're asking her for a tip? I don't know, that just seems wrong.
Yeah, they should be, if they feel like they should be rewarded for extra service or whatever, then they should be on commission. But it's in that situation, it's the shop owner's position to pay them. See, that's why all these tipping things are getting so out of hand, because the people running the business look at it like they can save some money on employee costs. They'll say, hey, I know it only pays this, but you can keep all the tips you get,
I just thought that was really wild, though, to ask for. I've never heard of that before. So be aware. Now they're going to ask you a tip, even when you're, not everybody, but it could happen if they're buying a wedding dress. Would you tip a guy if you're buying a car from someone and you felt like the guy went above and beyond? Would you tip the car salesman?
No. But I would tip a tailor. Like if that's fitting me for a suit or something, I would probably tip that guy.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I've never done it, but I think I would.
But even though you're being charged extra for that?
Charged extra.
Yeah, you pay a lot more for a tailored suit than you do to buy it off
exactly.
the rack.
That's why I think you would probably. It's more of a hands-on service rather than like buying an ice cream cone.
But I mean, like I've bought a suit before and had to have it tailored, and they charge you for that.
Yeah.
And then I would be charged, and then I'm going to tip the guy because they're charging me for what he's doing. So he's being paid handsomely for what he's doing. I don't know. It just seems like if I'm paying extra for it, and then I got to pay extra, and then I got to tip. Hold on now.
And is it still a rule that if the person who owns the business is providing you the service, that you don't tip them? Does they own the business?
Yeah, I would think that's just still a good rule. I don't know.
Because you're giving them the business. That ought to be tip enough. You know what I'm saying?
We've learned a lot lately about the world of one Tech D Rob, and people are fascinated. We just learned something yesterday during the Extra Funny podcast that floored everybody listening. We can't relay it because it was kind of but Rob's world is different. But what would Tech D Rob's perfect world look like? We've asked him to put together a couple of examples just to see what it would be like if Rob could have the world exactly the way he wanted it on a day-to-day basis. How weird would that be? And we're sure we'll have questions. Next.
It's a radio show, it's a podcast, and it's a TV show. Watch the Ace and TJ show anytime. Just search for Ace TJ TV on YouTube. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up.
When it's time for you to upgrade any of the furniture in your house, the first thing you need to do is check out Sweet Dreams Mattress and Furniture. You're going to love the people that run Sweet Dreams Mattress and Furniture. Go to acetj.com/mattress and find them. When it comes to buying or selling a house, there are all kinds of people that can help you do that. But not like the Temple team at Keller Williams Realty. They are so much more than just real estate salespeople. Find out by going to acetj.com/Temple team. If you want all of the heating, air, and electrical work in your house done by the very best, then you need Bradham Brothers. They've been a family business thriving for over 50 years, and that means they're doing something right. Go to BradhamBrothers.com.
This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
$10,000. $10,000 that could change your life forever. That's the goal. With the first quarter of the rest of your life, through our charity Peyton's Promise, we're going to give someone $10,000. Details coming Monday morning right here on the Ace and TJ show. Super easy to do. There is a TikTok user who works as a barista, and she recently shared a phenomenon that she says, quote, grinds her gears, end quote. And this is weird to me too. People come into the store, stand in front of the register, stand in the line, and then order through the app. So they're at the counter in front of the person, but they order off the app. She says they stand there and she says, can I help you? And they'll just say, I'm ordering on the app. And then they punch it up and then just pay and move down.
Yeah.
Because they order and pay all through the app. She said it's happened on two separate occasions. It was the second time that really upset her. Just because it's so frustrating that you're holding up the line and then you're I'm ordering on the app. Okay.
Yeah, why would you get in line? Or as the New Yorkers say, online.
Yeah.
Why would you stand online to do that? You can do that from anywhere, right? You could have stayed in his car to do that.
Yeah.
Another barista said that it happens all the time in the drive-thru. Like they'll pull up in the drive-thru and be like, hold on, I'm ordering online. It's like, well, I don't know. If you're going to do it that way, just wait till before you get up to the speaker, do it. I don't know. But I mean, you imagine standing in front of a real person, go, hold on, I'm ordering online. Like, I'm right here. We're looking at each other.
Which caused us to think about Take D Rob. Because, Rob, fair to say, you avoid as much human contact as possible outside of this office, right?
Right.
And you order off the app a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been in line in the store and stood in front of them and ordered off the app like that?
No, there's no way I would. When you stand in line, you're around other people. So I'm just going to order it in my car and wait for it to be done.
So you have pulled into you've pulled into a Taco Bell, ordered on the app, and just waited in your car until it tells you it's ready. Then you go in and get it.
Well, Taco Bell, you have to go through the drive-thru. But yeah, in most other places,
Okay.
if I have to go into it, I'll sit in the parking lot, order it, and then give it the allotted time, and then I will go.
There you go.
That's not nearly as bad as standing in the line like a freak.
No, it's not.
Yeah, not nearly as bad. No.
If you do that, you're just weird. You're a peculiar person, which I assume, right or wrong, everybody in Starbucks is peculiar.
But it did make us start to think. This seems like something that would be perfect in Robbie's world. Robbie's world, where he walked away from or tried to walk away from Riggins. He did walk away from Riggins in the store one time after the show was over, just without saying anything, just walked away. Then tried to avoid contact with TJ one day in a store, but TJ saw him and spoke to him, and it screwed it all up for him.
Yeah, the lady at the register messed it up because she talked to me.
Actually considered when he saw my truck in the parking lot going to a different store.
That is true, yes.
So, and he was 10 minutes away from seeing me for the day.
So Riggins made the point that he thinks Rob is like the most advanced form of millennial in the way he tries to avoid contact, uses apps to order everything, doesn't go anywhere. Everything is either brought to him or he just drives through, whatever.
He takes the stereotype to another level.
Yeah. So Rob, like, what would in your perfect world, would no one be working in the store?
People, they got to make the stuff. But I would prefer, like, for picking it up, that if it was in like a designated drop-off area, that I don't have to talk to somebody unless there's an issue. So that would be ideal. Yes.
So if you had to go in, you would just walk right to a spot, pick it up, and walk back out with no human contact whatsoever.
That's the best. Yes.
Not even holding a door open for each other or anything like that.
I mean, I'll hold a door open for somebody, but
no eye. Would there be eye contact?
No, I'm not trying to do eye contact.
So you get the idea. What else would make Rob's world the perfect world? He's put together a couple of ideas for us as to what would make his world perfect. And we'll have questions next. Hang on.
Live on your radio and anytime you want on the Ace and TJ Family app or wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Today, every company is a technology company, but becoming a fully enabled digital workplace is not easy. That's why you have CompuCom to guide you, a proven leader in managed IT services. They'll do more than just get you ready for today. They'll get you ready for tomorrow. Go to CompuCom.com for details. Meal delivery services are a big thing right now, but Table and Twine is your local meal delivery service. The meals are fresh, not frozen like national chains. Plus, their meals start at just $7.99 a serving. Take back that time in your day, leave the shopping, preparation, and cooking to Table and Twine. Get details at tableandtwine.com. That's tableandtwine.com.
Join the Stowe Family YMCA for the 2023 Fall Festival Family Game Night. It's a nostalgic night where board games come to life, featuring trunk or treat, arts and crafts, a bounce house, and more. It's Friday, October 27th, 5 to 7 p.m. at the Stowe Family YMCA. Get more information at gastonymca.org.
It's more than regular funny. It's extra funny. The Extra Funny podcast is live every weekday at 9 a.m. Eastern on the Ace and TJ Family app and available anytime where you get podcasts. Now, more Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
So it's Robbie's world. We're all just living in Robbie's world for a minute. Take T. Rob. Has a different way of doing things than most of us. He tries to avoid most all human interaction. And if you had it your way, Rob, in Robbie's world, would you always order on an app so you don't have to deal with, even in a sit-down restaurant, you don't have to deal with a waiter or waitress?
Yeah, and a couple of these examples I've come up with tie into that. So,
Okay.
The first one is that drive-thrus have a designated app order line. So if you've already ordered on the app, you cut the line a little bit. Places like Chick-fil-A and Taco Bell are already doing this. So
Yeah, but
there's a good the world's coming to the right side of things.
But why does, and I'm not saying that I'm hating on it or anything, but I just don't know why somebody ordering on an app should get preferential treatment over somebody who has just driven up the old-fashioned way.
Well, the number one reason is because a lot of these places already start making your food before you get there. So it's probably already going to be done before you get, and if you have to wait in the line, it won't be as fresh.
Okay.
And another one similar to that is that at a sit-down restaurant, you would order via the little tablet that's at the table rather than having someone come and talk to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So every table would have that. Like if you go to a Chili's, you pay, or they have games and all that kind of stuff. But you would order through that and never have to speak to anyone.
Right. And Red Robin's kind of going that way. They allow you. They make you do your app order through. Appetizer order through that little tablet thing. So, like I said, we're moving in the right direction here.
I think that if you choose the non-speaking version of this, then you shouldn't be allowed to speak the entire time to anyone. You and your kids or whomever else is in the restaurant should have to be quiet the whole time. Because Red Robin's still loud last time I was in there.
Would a robot bring your food?
That'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, because then you could cut out a tip too. So
yeah. All right.
Another thing is I want grocery stores to follow in the footsteps of the Amazon grocery store or even Sam's Club. So with the Amazon one, when you put something in your cart, it automatically puts it on a tab, and when you walk out of the building, it charges your cart. You don't talk to anybody unless you need help finding something. Sam's Club also has a thing on their app where you scan the items as you put them in your thing, and you can check out on the app there as well.
No human. Again, we're the goal to avoid as much human contact as possible.
And the only thing, at Sam's Club, you have to interact with the person who looks at your receipt and puts a little mark on it.
Yeah.
But they're also working on that so that you don't have to do that soon. You're just going to walk through like a little thing that checks your cart and make sure you have all the items that you say you should. So look, everybody's coming around, so it's going to be great.
Those two things are not both true. Yeah, everybody could be coming around to this, but it's not great.
Yes, I agree.
It's not great. It's actually destructive to a human environment. Of a free people. Yes, it is.
People need human interaction.
Yeah, we think like Rob is like so like on the outlier, like an outlier, but he's like the majority.
I disagree. I don't think he's the majority.
Because I mean,
I should be though.
No. I mean, even people who like to use apps and stuff like that aren't going to avoid someone that they're very close to in the store just to keep from saying, hey.
Yeah. My question, though, would be, are you really very close to each other? You might think so.
Yeah, he doesn't consider it.
Would it be different, Rob, if you found out that that people didn't want to talk to you?
No,
That wouldn't bother you?
No, I'd be happy
If
to
they
do
said, "Oh, look, here comes this guy. He's a jerk. Somebody else talk to him. I'm not talking to him. I'm not talking to him."
Well, I don't want people to think I'm a jerk, but I also don't want to talk to people. So
Okay. Well,
those can't be said together. I don't.
no,
think.
no, because I thought you were a jerk that day you did it to me.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
Maybe you're just a jerk. We will do Now Trending coming up next.
It's radio, it's a podcast. It's the Ace and TJ Podcast and Radio Show. More next.